evening and welcome to Chesapeake Public Schools Grow Our Own Student Information Webinar presented by the Office of Family and Community Engagement. I am Lisa Carey, one of the FACE specialists. Out on assignment tonight are my partner, Laura Lerf, and Andrea Vale, who's the Director of Business and Community Partnerships. Tonight, I'm happy to introduce the Department of College and Career Readiness. We have joining us tonight Dr. Shonda Wyndham, Director, Mrs. Lori Martin, STEAM CTE Coordinator, as well as the Work-Based Learning Coordinators, Jade Eubanks and Sierra Perval. At this time, I'd like to turn the program over to Jade and Sierra. Welcome, ladies, and thank you for joining us.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Grow Our Own student webinar. We would like to thank you all for showing up tonight and congratulations on your acceptance into your summer internship program and course. Tonight, our session will be recorded. We're going to cover some important items about the course and the internship program. If you have any questions as we move through our presentation, please place them under the Q&A tab provided at the bottom of your Zoom screen. My name is Miss Eubanks, and I'm excited to be one of the instructors for this new program. I am the Work-Based Learning Coordinator housed out of Western Branch High School. I have been in education for 4 years, where I previously taught marketing and business classes. I enjoy work-based learning because I can assist students in planning for their future and learning workplace readiness skills that will help prepare them for a successful future, whether that's being college or career ready. A fun fact about me is that my family and myself recently auditioned for Family Feud.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ms. Perval, and I too am excited to be one of your instructors for the first year of Grow Our Own. I am the Work-Based Learning Coordinator from Indian River High School, but as you now know, we're here to serve you all. This is my 7th year in education, and I previously taught high school business and IT courses. I am proud to say that I am a product of work-based learning. I'm living proof that this program can lead to a promising future and provide you with the essential tools and skills needed to succeed in any career field. A fun fact about me is that I once did a dance routine with other teachers and students at a pep rally. Each student has already been assigned a department for their internship experience. That information was sent via your student email by myself or Ms. Eubanks on Wednesday, May 25th. The departments I will oversee are Chesapeake Virtual Academy, or CVA, Information Technology, IT, Professional Development, School Plants, Strategic Planning and Partnership, Academic Support via Summer School, and Business and Community Partnerships.
The departments that I will cover during this experience include the Chesapeake Preschool Initiative, or CPI, Communications, College and Career Readiness working with Summer School, Custodial Services, Health Services, New Construction, Safety and Security, School Nutrition, and Transportation. The purpose of this new work-based learning program is to introduce high school students to a work-related learning experience that will allow them to develop hands-on skills in departments within our school district. The 3 E's that we adhere to in the Department of College and Career Readiness are expose, explore, and experience. Grow Our Own encompasses all 3 by exposing students to the workforce, allowing students to explore their potential career interests, and providing them with meaningful experiences beyond the classroom.
Here we've outlined some key expectations for both the internship and your asynchronous coursework. Please be advised that your site supervisor will provide specific expectations and responsibilities regarding your role within their department. As your instructors, these are some expectations we have for you during your internship. Communication. Keep your lines of communication open during work hours, and please check your student email daily. Cell phones. Abide by the cell phone policy provided by your site supervisor. If not specified, please follow the cell phone policy provided in your Chesapeake Public Schools student handbook and treat your internship as if you're in the classroom. Dress code. Please adhere to the dress code provided by your site supervisor. Again, if not specified, please abide by the dress code in your Chesapeake Public Schools student handbook. Complete and report 40 hours. Each student must complete a minimum of 40 hours for this internship experience. Any hours worked outside of the allotted 40 hours will be unpaid. Attendance and Kronos time card. You will be responsible for clocking in and out using your Kronos time card. This is one method that will be used to track the required 40 hours. Availability. You must be available during the designated time frame specified by your supervisor. Always notify your supervisor of any possible issues or circumstances that could potentially affect your ability to fulfill your role. Downtime. In the event that you have downtime, please speak with your supervisor to get further instructions. If allowed, this may be a good opportunity to complete class assignments.
In addition to the internship experience, you are also responsible for completing the work-based learning course. This is a fully asynchronous course, so we will not meet face-to-face nor virtually. You will be expected to complete your online work in Schoology by the assigned due date. Coursework will be given throughout the entirety of the summer session from June 27th until August 16th. This is how you will receive 1 high school credit. Every student and parent or guardian will have to sign and agree to the terms of the training agreement. This will provide you with additional expectations and responsibilities throughout your internship experience. This will be emailed via Google Form. It is extremely important to ensure that you are checking Schoology and your student email on a daily basis. These will be the primary methods of communication between you and your coordinator. As previously mentioned, your site supervisor will determine how they will want to communicate. Since this course is asynchronous, you will be responsible for paying attention to due dates and deadlines for all coursework and submitting assignments on time. A suggestion would be to keep important dates where you will often see them, such as a calendar on your cell phone. Since there are no face-to-face meetings, your coordinator will be available via Google Meet or telephone by appointment request. The appointment request form will be located in your Schoology course.
To gain employment with Chesapeake Public Schools, the Office of Human Resources has a list of procedures for every potential employee to follow. This slide lists the requirements that are mandatory for your participation in this program. Each student is required to complete a CPS applicant profile. Further instructions will be provided via your student email, and this is to be submitted no later than Sunday, June 5th. A TB skin test or TB test assessment is also required, and the results must be negative. Any participant age 18 or older must complete a background check. It is imperative that you use your Kronos time card to clock in and out during your assigned work hours. This will ensure that your hours are properly recorded and you're compensated for hours worked. Lastly, every student will need to provide bank account details where they can receive direct deposit. At this time, there are no other options available to be paid for this experience. Each of you will also need to complete an I-9 and other related tax forms. These documents will also be sent via email and are to be submitted in person to the work-based learning coordinator at your school, at your home school, or another designated person.
There are some dates that we would like you to keep in mind and take note of. On Sunday, June 5th, your Human Resources applicant profile will be due. The directions to complete your applicant profile will be sent tomorrow via your student email. On Wednesday, June 15th, all other human resources requirements, such as your tax forms, I-9, a negative TB test results, and direct deposit forms, are due to your coordinator or school designee. Your training agreement will also be due on this date. Monday, June 27th, your asynchronous coursework will begin in Schoology with your coordinator. Monday, July 11th, your internship experience will begin. There are some departments where you may begin earlier. This will be determined by your site supervisor. Tuesday, August 16th, this will be the last day of coursework and your last chance to complete the 40 hours for your internship experience. That schedule will also be set by your site supervisor. At this time, we'd like to open the floor for questions. Please use the Q&A feature at the bottom of your Zoom screen.
Thank you, Ms. Eubanks and Ms. Perval. We do have a couple of questions in the Q&A. The first question is, how early in the summer can I do my on-site experience?
The earliest date would be June 27th,
Okay,
depending on the site supervisor, once they make your schedule. But the absolute earliest date would be June 27th.
the next question is, how many hours will we work per week?
This will also be set by your site supervisor. Each department is a little bit different, so that will be set by your supervisor who will be contacting you.
Leads right into the next question. When will we find out our site supervisor?
I can answer that one. I do. You guys have already been put into various departments, and so your coordinators will reach out to you and reach out to the supervisors, but your departments have already been established. And as soon as we find out who the point of contact is within your department, we will let you know.
Ms. Martin, can we expect this to happen within the next week or 2 weeks? Do you have a ballpark time frame?
I would say we would be able to let them know by Tuesday of next week who their site supervisor is. We're just finalizing the numbers and reaching out to find out who they wanted to know how many students were going to be participating in their department. We already know who the point of contact is, and so if that's something that Ms. Eubanks and Ms. Perval can send in the email out tomorrow, because we already have the who it is. It's just the students, we don't want you to contact them unless we're going to go through Ms. Eubanks and Ms. Perval first to help set your schedule.
Awesome, thank you. Another question here references how long the experience will be. So I'm assuming the question may be, when will they start the class and when will the class end? And also, again, the hours required.
Yes, so there are 40 hours required, and the experience will take place between July 11th and August 16th. But the coursework itself that's going to be in Schoology, set by myself or Ms. Perval, depending on who your instructor is, will start June 27th. And the coursework will be throughout the entire summer session. So from that June 27th date until August 16th.
Thank you. Another question here is, where will the internship take place? Will it be at CCC?
The internship will take place wherever your department is located, unless they actually specify another location. So once you get your information directly from your site supervisor on where to, arrive, they will let you know the exact location.
Thank you. What if I didn't get an email? What department will I be in?
As of May 25th, we did email every student. So we really stress the importance of checking your student email. If you have not, if you don't see it in your inbox, please check your spam and bulk folders. Every student at this point actually should have been emailed twice. So if you have not received that email, maybe put your name in the chat, but I'm asking that you definitely double check. And please respond to the email to verify that you are going to participate. We do still need responses from students.
Thank you. Next question, what is the pay?
The pay for your internship experience is $11 an hour for the 40 hours that have been allotted. Anything over 40 hours, as Ms. Praval had mentioned, is actually unpaid.
Next question, how do we know what type of work we are going to be doing?
Not at this time. It's dependent upon what your site supervisor decides to, assign you to do. We have no say over what they will have you do, but it just all depends on what the need is and where they see that you'll have a meaningful experience. So it definitely depends on your site supervisor and the department needs.
Ms. Praval, will it kind of be related to the department that they are assigned?
Absolutely. So for example, if you're in the IT department, for example, we had students who were interning during the school year and they actually worked alongside of the, I can't think of the name, I'm so sorry, TIS?
TSS?
TSS. So the IT people that go around the school to help and assist, they were actually working alongside them. So if you're in the IT department, you can definitely expect to be doing things related to IT and
Awesome.
so forth for every other department.
Thank you. Next question, where can we get a TB assessment or test?
Very good question. You can get a TB assessment or a TB test done at a primary care doctor. You can even go to an urgent care such as Patient First, and they can get you in and do a TB assessment or a TB test.
Thank you. What will we be doing in the course? What type of work, in person or is it not in person?
Very good question also. So we actually are going to be doing this completely asynchronously. So it will not be in person. The only in-person experience you will have is your actual internship experience. The coursework itself that's going to be placed in Schoology is not in-person work that is for you to do by the assigned due date. But like I had mentioned prior, is Ms. Praval and I will actually be available to meet you via appointment. So if you need help with an assignment, we are more than welcome to meet with you via Google Meet or even over the telephone if you cannot meet via Google Meet to help you out with assignments. But we're going to be doing, a bunch of different things on workplace readiness skills. So we're starting June 27th, but your experience might not start till July 11th. So we're going to be talking about things such as resume writing and preparing you for the actual workplace that you're going to be going into.
Awesome, thank you. Will we be able to keep our Chromebooks in order to keep up with Schoology and our emails?
Yes, so you will be provided a Chromebook. You will not keep the one that you have as of right now. You will be giving that back to your school, and then we will be providing you a Chromebook. So that way you still have access to Schoology and email.
Thank you. Is transportation provided?
For those of you that actually requested or like stated in your application that you did not have adequate transportation, we will be working out a way for you to get to and from your experience, and we'll be in contact with you. And that is also needed in the email as well. We sent out emails regarding that. So please reply if you do not have transportation.
What happens if we travel in the summer? Can we make up the hours?
So you can work out a schedule with your department. Different departments do have different needs. Some of them might need you during a certain time over the summer. So that is something that you would want to tell your site supervisor. And then you'd also like to tell your work-based learning coordinator, so Ms. Praval or myself, and we can help figure out a schedule for you. We want to ensure that you have a good experience and that you're able to do this experience and take part in it. So we will work with you. Your department is more than likely willing to work with you, but it does also depend on the site supervisor and their need.
Awesome. Is there any flexibility for students who are involved in school activities over the summer? Kind of the same answer, Ms. Eubanks.
It is, yeah. So especially, you know, we understand that some of you, I know I've had a few of you reach out to me and say you're doing color guard, band camp, other sports within your school. That is perfectly fine. We will do everything in our power to be able to work with you.
Thank you. Will you remind them again how they find out their site assignment?
So yes, you were actually sent an email on May 25th from Ms. Praval or myself with your department. As far as your site goes, we did mention this earlier. We are not 100% sure where your site is going to be. It all depends on what department you are going to be working in and where the need is. For instance, if you're helping with summer school, you know, we're going to try to get you into the closest school to your home school. It just depends on where summer school is located and what your home school is, but we are going to try to work with you as far as that goes as well. But it does also depend on department.
Thank you. Next question, is the 40 hours per week or over the entire program?
It's over the entire length of the program. So during the June 27 to August 16 timeframe, 40 hours of that will be specifically for your internship experience.
The students who do not go to school where their site assignment is, how will they get their documents to the HR department?
Very good
So
question.
we're gonna, oh,
Go ahead, Ms. Praval.
So there are, of course, with Ms. Eubanks being at Western Branch and myself being at Indian River, we're going to collect those from those specific students. There are two other coordinators, one in Oscar Smith and one in Deep Creek. So you're going to actually provide them with your documents, and then there will be another person designated for the other three schools that do not have coordinators that we will notify you of, where you can actually take your documents to and submit them.
The next question, how much work or homework will we be responsible for completing weekly?
So it's not a ton, but there is some meaningful work that needs to be done to make sure you guys really do have the workplace readiness skills to be successful in the experience, as well as you move forward beyond high school. So I'll be honest, I can't say the actual number of assignments, but we do also acknowledge that this is your summer. So we will respectfully say it's not a ton of assignments. Ms. Eubanks, do you agree?
Yes, I agree. Good answer.
Okay, I see a lot of redundant questions. Let me see if there's anything new. I do see a question regarding students wanting to know which department they're assigned to, and the key there is to check your email to get that information. If for some reason you do not have an email, we recommend reaching out to Ms. Eubanks or Ms. Praval. Their email address is actually on the screen now. Can we work more hours than required?
That will definitely be a conversation to have with your site supervisor. The decision is definitely theirs. Hopefully you will build a lasting relationship with your site supervisor and feel that, you know, that's somewhere where you can grow and develop. So if they decide, maybe they will ask you to extend your time. So hopefully that will be an option, but at this time we cannot confirm that.
Dr. Wyndham, you're muted.
I'm sorry. Next question, is the earned credit weighted?
It is not a weighted credit, no.
Again, just browsing through to see if there are any new questions. Is there any supplies? Are there supplies or equipment that is not provided that we will need?
I would actually say no. But if there is something that you need that is not provided, please email myself or Ms. Eubanks, and we'll make sure you have everything that you need to fulfill your experience.
Great. Are the normal working hours between 9 and 5?
Yes. Yes. So typically, people that work within the school division typically work the same hours that you are going to school. So in your departments, that is typically the time that they're going to be available for you to get your hours in and your experience done.
And correct me if I'm wrong, the summer, is it Monday through Thursday? Yes. It's Monday through Thursday, guys.
Next question. What is the professional development department?
I had this question.
I can certainly answer that question.
Thank you.
Ms. Eubanks. The professional development department is our department within the school division who actually plans any type of teacher training that is necessary for our teachers. So scrolling, Ms. Martin, feel free to ask any questions you may see.
I'm scrolling through. I think somebody had asked what a TB test is, and that's going to be a tuberculosis test. I know you can get those at Patient First is one area. I know Ms. Eubanks listed that, but that's something that you are going to have to turn in. There'll be some directions on that once you get your results, whether it's a TB test, negative test, or an assessment test. You will upload that into your applicant profile. There'll be an area there for you to do so. I have seen a lot of questions about the course itself. So just remember, we'll have this presentation to share with you of the dates where it begins on June 27th is when the class begins. It is a asynchronous class, so it's not in person or virtual. There'll be assignments that you'll do. So I've had quite a few questions of that. Everybody received an email that listed what department they're in. And then once we work with the department, we will send you the work schedule. And again, most of the departments or all the departments want you to be successful. So they're definitely going to work around your schedule. It is a minimum of 40 hours. So it's not 40 hours per week. If you have the whole entire length of the time frame from July 11th to August 16th to get those 40 hours in. There are going to be a couple of departments. They're going to probably start a little bit earlier, especially the ones that are in our teaching and learning, our academic support, I should say, and the college and career readiness departments, because those students will be helping out with summer school. And so summer school starts on June 27th. So we'll be working with you on that.
Okay. Another question here, being that June 5th is a Sunday, are we to email our application in?
The application, the profile is not anything you have to email. Ms. Eubanks and Ms. Preval will be sending an email out tomorrow with more specific directions, but in there will be directions. It's just a profile that you have to fill out on the Human Resources Department with Chesapeake Public Schools. It does not take very long. You have to set up a username and a password. Your username has to be your school email. So when you set that up, you'll see that in there, but your username has to be your school email. And then you have to make sure you write down your password so you keep that. You have to answer a few questions and that's it. So it doesn't take very long, maybe a couple minutes. That just has to be done by Sunday. And then we'll send those names of students to the HR department to kind of get everything rolling as far as human resources goes.
Another question was regarding the I-9 form and the direct deposit. How will those forms or those documents be turned in?
So we're actually going to email those documents to you, and they need to be submitted back to your work-based learning coordinator at your school or to another designated person. And when we email you, we will definitely advise you of exactly who to turn it into, who and when to turn it in.
I did see a good question. I know we've mentioned coordinator and site supervisor quite a bit. So they are two different people. The work-based learning coordinators are the two lovely ladies here, Ms. Praval and Ms. Banks. They will actually be the teacher for your course, and they will actually be your contact to kind of help you facilitate your internship experience. So they're going to be touching base with the department that you're in. The site supervisor is someone you're going to be your direct contact within that department that works for Chesapeake Public Schools. So they are two different people, but they will be working together to make sure you have a very successful experience.
And I think the final question for the evening, what is the cost of the background check?
$27.
And you would need to make an appointment with our human resources department, and we do have a contact to do so. So I know I have at least one student that would need a background check done. So I will be in contact with you via your student email to help you go over that process and who to reach out to in order to make an appointment to get that done.
Yes, and that can be
Awesome.
done right in the HR department. I've seen a couple questions for the HR paperwork, and the coordinators, Ms. Eubanks and Ms. Praval, will be sending more instructions. So it's really important that you check your school email daily because you're going to be getting a lot of information. And there'll be a process to let you know how to turn that paperwork in. For the 3 schools right now that do not have a coordinator, which is going to be Great Bridge, Grassville, and Hickory, we will have a designated person there to collect your documentation, and then we will take it to HR for you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ms. Martin, Ms. Praval, and Ms. Eubanks for answering the questions. Please know that this recording will be available to each of you. It will be sent to you via email so that you can always reference any of the information shared here today. At this time, I will turn things back over to Ms. Eubanks and Ms. Praval.
We are now concluding the Grow Our Own student webinar. Thank you all so very much for your attendance this evening and your participation this summer. We really look forward to working with you and are here to support you guys every step of the way. Do not hesitate to reach out to either of us. Please ask questions, request an appointment whenever you need it. And it's, again, just important to reiterate the importance of checking your email daily. Like, get notifications on your phone if you can do so. But your success is our success. We thank you guys for being here, and everyone have a wonderful evening.